If you're anything like me, then you've been taught somewhere in your childhood that it's better to do things alone, that there's some special value if you figure it out on your own, if you gut it out and you feel like you want to stop and you do it anyway, that you will get a gold star, extra credit as a human being, and that you're demonstrating a really important kind of strength. And while I believe truly that there is great value in understanding how to problem solve, how to put things together, how to figure things out on your own, or at least make an attempt before you reach out to other people, I also believe that you will never reach the experience of your best life unless you have a team. Just for a second, I want you to think about an Olympian and an amateur. An Olympian is a person who's surrounded by people who are experts in particular areas of their success, so nutrition or speed work or strength work or, psychological benefits. Each one of these people on their team is someone that's important to them. They might have an accountant, they'll have a PR person, they'll have someone who handles advertising, all kinds of people. Now, an amateur will be someone who has to search for something online and do a lot of workouts alone and become an expert in everything. So the higher up you get in whatever it is that you're doing, the more likely that you'll have an official team in your life. And so as you embark on this journey to your best life, to learn how to live in the lane of your purpose-driven existence, we need to build a team. That's what we're talking about this week, how to build a team. And there's different types of people that will be on your team. And initially, most likely, you're not going to be paying them. They're not going to be official in the sense that their existence is going to be all about contributing to your success. They're going to be doing other things. And so because of that, I want to give you 5 tips as you build your team, things that you need to be thinking about so that you can make the most of it. You don't want to burn through somebody. You want these people to be part of your process, part of your journey, so that when you reach these milestones, when you achieve these visions, you have that unique celebration that can only be had with someone who was there along the way. So here are my 5 tips. Number 1, when you reach out to your team member, I don't want you to feel guilty. Here's the thing that you need to know. You've assembled the team ahead of time. They know who they are. You've asked permission. Will you be part of this process with me? Here's what I need from you. Do you feel comfortable with that? Here's kind of, the time frames and the response time, and, if you've really thought about what it is that you need from them. And so when you reach out to them, you shouldn't feel guilty. And the reason is because when you feel bad about reaching out, then the other person almost feels bad helping because they realize that you don't feel good about not doing it yourself. Now remember, I'm not saying that you should lose all problem solving skills. If it's important to you, you should make an honest attempt at trying to figure out whatever it is that you need to figure out. But at some point you should say, my time is valuable and I put this team together for a reason, and this individual is going to help me with whatever it is, technology or, just some advice or a shoulder to lean on, whatever that is. And so you boldly and calmly work with that team member. And what you should be feeling is joyous. You should be feeling gratitude because that person is willing to be part of your life, and just allow that to be the feeling and the energy that you have between you. Because you don't want to feel negative space in a person that you are leaning on. So that's number 1. The theme that you'll find through all of these is that you are embracing the concept, not resisting the concept of team. And that leads me to number 2, which is that you don't reach out last minute. Understand that the people in your life that are saying yes to your purpose-driven existence also have other things to do. Unless they're on your payroll and their sole purpose is to help you, they have a million things to do. And you don't even need to know what they are. When you realize that you are going to need help, you start the process of reaching out and say, hey, I really need some time with you. This is what I'm working on. When can you fit me in? What would be the best time? If I didn't get it done by this time, 2 days from now or 3 days from now, it will lose value. And you allow that person to say yes or no. Your team members are not not going to say yes every time. Maybe because of that, if it's something that's really important to you, you should have 2 or 3 options so that all the pressure isn't on that one person. But do your best to not wait until the last minute. A lot of times the things that we don't know how to do, we do procrastinate. And that's why we're waiting until the 11th hour, and then we have to pull the cavalry in. And you might have to do that once in a while. But do your best to not procrastinate, knowing with gratitude that you have someone, 1 or 2 or 3 people that will help you with that issue that you're focusing on. Number 3, if at all possible, don't expect someone who is an expert in that area to do it for free long term. If that's something that you really need, if you really feel like support in technology is really important, or you really honestly need help in your marriage, let's just say, a relationship problem, while it is wonderful to have people in your life that are experts that can help you with things and work through things, you've got to be careful that you don't build them into a long-term plan if you don't plan on paying them, if you don't plan on making them part of your process. Now, there are some people who are happy to take care of you for free, but most of the time when someone is an expert, that's what they do for a day job. And so you want to make sure that you are compensating them in some way, or at least offering it to them. Because again, you take yourself seriously, right? You don't need to feel guilty. You don't need to feel like you have to push it off to the last minute, and you don't need to feel bad because you are accepting help for free. You take your best life seriously. You want them to do that as well. Number 4, don't ask for part of what you need. Don't scale it back and say, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on you, so let me give you the least amount of stress possible. Explain the big picture of what you need. Make sure that they understand the vision. When you only ask for part of what you need, it's like you're asking them to be amazing but blind to what it is that the big picture is. So if they understand, they can be proactive. They can look into the future of their expertise and predict what else you'll need to know and help you even further than you expected. Embrace the concept of having a team and ask, if the person says yes, ask for everything that you need. They may not be able to give you everything all at once, but it's so important for them to become well acquainted with your journey. And finally, don't let this relationship be one-sided. Now, it doesn't need to be tit for tat. You're going to have to be okay with the fact that part of living in your highest level of existence is that sometimes you're just going to have to accept help, and you won't be able to give help at that moment. But make sure that you are ready, willing, and able to offer your best self to them down the road or in the moment. It's not about paying people back. It's about allowing the reason why you're on the planet to flow through you with gratitude and abundance. Abundance means that there is enough for everyone, and that there really isn't any concept of paying anyone back, but that you're just exchanging energy in the best way possible because you're so thankful that you get to be in each other's lives. So that I really hope that you understand, I think that building a team consciously and intentionally is very, very important for you to achieve the highest level of your desires. I really believe that. And once you've embraced that concept, make sure that you are building it into a system and a process, that you're really thinking through how you want to utilize these people in your life. Don't forget to thank them, and don't forget to allow their investment to flow back to them 100-fold, because there is nothing like a celebration after you have worked together with your best life team. If you want more coaching like this, please find me on Facebook at the 180 Life Coaching Group, or go to lizneed.com/100days. I have several programs waiting for you. And will you please subscribe, because I make videos like this every week with the intention of encouraging you. I just want you to realize that you were born for a reason, that you don't need to do it alone, and won't you bring me on your best life team?